Well, this was a little unexpected. I had ordered this about 3 days ago, actually, and instead of coming from the UK, it actually came from the American distribution site, apparently, which is somewhere in Tennessee. So it came here a lot faster. This is one of the softcover black books, the campaign books for Horus Heresy. I specifically got this one because it has the rules for Shattered Legions in it, which is my what I would like to do with my Luna Wolves. I have some Death Guard, and eventually I want to put in maybe a couple other units in them. So I really wanted to have the actual rules for it. And so we'll take a look at it. I notice it has a few dings here and there. A little hard to see, but there's a little bit of a ding right there. That's not too bad. Obviously it looks like one of the black books with the filigree corners that should not really metal, of course, because it's softcover. And the binding looks pretty good. It's not as thick as I would like, I will be honest with you. I'm a little concerned that over time it will possibly break. It is glued, however, so that's nice. They're not always glued that well. So let's take a look at the book. This is going to be a little awkward. It's actually at a weird angle for me. And this is, I feel like I'll have to check with my other black book, but it is pretty small. It is a little bit smaller than the regular black books, which is kind of nice. It's not quite as heavy. It's still huge, though. The pages are really nice, just the same quality. I think the paper that they used for the interior is the same quality as the regular black books. I apologize for the glare on the light there. I could not get it to stop. And as you can see, it's got a lot of the beautiful art still. And all the normal Space Marine pictures, and oh, so cool. Just beautiful, beautiful art. Even if you don't play Horus Heresy, and you're interested in the background, or, you know, I think these are really worth it. I'd love to have it in the hardback edition, but they're quite expensive, and they're no longer available, and some of them, I don't know why. I believe it had to do with getting the materials in for the actual books, but I'm not sure. Anyway, some of them are available in softcover now. They're $70 US. I'm not sure what the price is in England, but that is a good bit less than the, I believe, $120 I paid for the hardbound version, which is, I mean, these are kind of collector's edition things. This is maybe a little more of a workhorse since it's softcover, but still worth it. Have a lot of beautiful lore pages. Oh, one of my favorite units. Someday I'm going to get some Mechanicum stuff. It actually looks really decent. I don't see... There's a good margin here, so you don't have to bend the pages back as far as I would worry about bending. Ooh, that's a nice Mechanicum. Ordinatus Minoris Uliter Asherax. Interesting. Looks like a huge beam gun. Anyway, so yeah, this is, wow, gorgeous. World Eaters. And let's see where the Shattered Legion, that's for serendipity. Shattered Legions. Death may come in many guises, the bolt shell in the back, the barrage from above, the searing parting of the flesh at the caress of a plower blade, or the cold touch of vacuum in the void. Least treacherous is the death delivered by the hand of the foe, who wears his own colors proudly, and who comes to the field of battle with honor. Welcome a death delivered by such a foe, for in it is to be found some remnant of honor in a universe where such a thing is all but forgotten. Legionary Sauron Dao Legionis Astartes Salamanders. That is tiny print for me, sorry. That is awesome. So, this ought to be really fun to read. I'm really, really keen on this. It's the theme of everything that happened after Isstvan 3 really appeals, especially since Loken survived, and the flight of the Eisenstein afterwards, and that whole book was just amazing. And then spoilers later on some of the things that happened with the Grey Knights, but yeah. So some of the rules here. Oh, they have a unique right of war. Excellent. After Isstvan. This is after Isstvan 5, which was the drop site massacre. Most of the entire legions had ceased. Scattered survivors were cast across the northern sectors of the Imperium, and the weeks that followed, small groups of Iron Hands, Raven Guard, Salamanders coalesced in the darkness. Following the example and vision of Shadrach Medusan, the leader of the Iron Hands, Sorgel Clan, the survivors formed into mixed selves of no more than 1,000 legionaries, each to commit to an all-out campaign of vengeance deep behind the traitors' lines, persecuting a bitter shadow war intended to divert enemy resources away from the advance on Terra and to bleed them dry in the process. So some of the effects are survival of the fittest. Veteran tactical squads may be taken as non-compulsory troops. Nice. Crucible of Hate. All units with the Legionis Astartes special rule have hatred. Traitor Legions Astartes. I have to say I'm not sure. I think it's like preferred enemy. Blood Price. When Slay the Warlord's secondary objective is in play, the Shattered Legion army gains not 1 but D3 victory points for achieving this objective. Cool. Limitations. The primary detachment must contain a Praetor or Centurion from the Iron Hands, Raven Guard, and Salamander's legions. The army may not make use of an ally's Lords of Wars or Fortifications detachment. The army may not contain more Legion tactical squads than it has Legion veteran tactical squads. Huh. So apparently I will have to incorporate some Iron Hands, because that's what I like. But just like a Praetor or a Centurion, that shouldn't be too difficult. Very cool. Most of my dudes are the Betrayal at Calth plastic guys, so I've converted a couple of them to be the quote-unquote Praetor. The Loken is the Praetor dude. Stelak Onan? I'm sorry, I cannot recall his name. Anyway. Nice. Sons of Horus, Overseer. I love Sons of Horus, but I don't like Sons of Horus, actually. I'm torn because I do love when they were called the Luna Wolves, so, and I do love Loken. Nathaniel Garo stats. Awesome. Obviously you can't take a Primarch with the Shatter Legions, in case that's not obvious. Knight Errant. Huh, very cool. These are some cool stuffs. Yeah, Black Shields. Yeah. Black Shield refers not to a single military body or even a class of warriors as such, but to a phenomenon that came into being in the early to middle years of the Age of Darkness, and which very much had its roots in the most ancient of martial codes. According to those codes, a warrior might, for any one of a myriad reason, choose or be forced to cast off or conceal his allegiance. So this again was after the breakup of the legions, and they're not exactly the Shattered Legions. They're more irregular, I think, and but they chose to cover up all their markings and such. In terms of rules, I don't know a lot about them at all. I know you can make them, and they have some special stuff. It looks like here we've got Wrought by War. They can be found... not sure if that's a right of word. What? They have Death Seekers, which are motivated by an all-consuming drive to offer up their own lives, which gains a... the unit then gains inured to pain. They gain fatal pain, 6 up. Does not need to take pitting tests or morale tests as a result of taking casualties from shooting attacks. The lure of the battle. They may not voluntarily fail a morale check. I don't know anybody who would want to do that. Anyway, and must pass the leadership test in order to end the movement phase, or end the movement further from any visible enemy model than it was at the beginning of the phase. Wow. If this test is failed, it moves D6 towards the closest enemy unit, instead stopping 1 inch away. Units inside buildings, fortifications, and transports are not subject to this involuntary movement. That makes sense. So basically they're kind of the berserkers. Orphans of War. Non-character models with this special role. Within 6 inches of another unit, at least 5 friendly models with the Legion Astartes Black Shield special role. The unit gains +1 leadership to a maximum of 10, and can re-roll all failed to hit rolls of 1 during the shooting phase and assault phase. They may not, however, benefit from the leadership value of other models, and if they fail a morale check in the assault phase, D3 models from the unit are removed as casualties in addition to any other effects. That could be nasty. Character models with this special role. Gain preferred enemy character special role. No gods, no masters. Black Shield detachments with this special role cannot include chaplain consuls, agents of the Empyrean, or agents of the War Master, and cannot ally with any Space Marine Legion detachment which does so, or contains a Primarch. Well, that makes sense. Black Shields are pretty popular too, I think. They're just... I mean, they use individual markings and have their own gear, and it's kind of just really cool. But I'm still more about the Shattered Legions. And, oh, but that does look beautiful. Look at that, dude. Black Shield Assault Legionary. I don't know that you can even get specific Black Shields. I think you can get Assault models, though. Anyway. And then you've got more additions and rules. New console type, Herald. Interesting. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying that a whole lot. Yeah. Leviathan Pattern Siege Dreadnought Talon. Unit composition, 1 to 3 Leviathan Pattern Siege Dreadnoughts. That would be a serious chunk of your army. 270 points per model. That would be so fun, though. Especially if you... I'm not sure if they can fit in the new Dreadnought transport, although I don't see why not. Not sure how many Dreadnoughts the drop pod holds. So they can... That's a little odd. They can have a dedicated transport numbering a single Dreadnought, excuse me, a Leviathan Dreadnought Talon, numbering a single Dreadnought, may select a Legion Dreadnought drop pod or a Charybdis Assault Claw as a dedicated transport. Note that owing to its size, it may not be transported in other types of drop pod. Yeah. There may be something about the special rules or options that would want you to have one, but instead of... I don't know. I'm not sure. That's beyond me. Sorry. Not that good at the rules. Okay, anyway, moving on. Contemptor Cordus class Dreadnought, 135 points. That's the Talon again, so 1 to 3. Quad Launcher Support Battery. I mean, this book's been out for a while, but this is the first time I've seen it, so I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of units I don't know about. Oh, the Mastodon. It's beautiful. I don't know if it works any well, but it's just beautiful. Another HQ choice. Another HQ for Alpha Legion. Tybalt Mar. Yeah. Captain Sons of Horus, 18th Company. The... Either? I believe is what that says. The Lone Wolf. Honestly, never heard that part. Very cool. Murderous Strike, Duelist Edge, Bane Strike, Bolt Pistol. Honestly, haven't noted that Bane Strike works so great, but that could be my rolls. Sorry, that's the dog. And new Legion of Astartes special rolls. Blood Angels. And White Scars. And Dark Angels. Raven Wing Protocol. Nice. Mechanicum Army List Editions. Always cool. Ah, here's where Anacara Scoria is. I do love that model. It's just a beautiful model. I'd love to build it and paint it just to have it. Bottle Automata Menapol Ordinanus Minoris Macro Engine. Oh, apparently that is the Ulator and the Sagittar. Ah, the Knight. The big Cerastus Knight. Beautiful. 435 points. Some more deployment battles. Yeah, you get various battles to reenact the different, you know, missions, I guess you would say, of that happened during the Horus Heresy. And it's like fairly standard. And afterward, with our beautiful Leviathan Pattern Siege Dreadnought, Night Lords. And then you've got your buy more. And yep, character series ads. And that's it. That's a pretty hefty book. It's still expensive, but I'm gonna put like contact paper on the top to give it a little extra protection from scratches and such. But that's what, 400? Nope, sorry. You're just thicker than I thought. 295-ish pages of lore and stats and battle information. So there you go. If you were interested in looking at how the softcover book looks, now you know. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see if I can answer them. Thanks.